Hi, my name is Ginger. Thank you so much for tuning into class today. We're going to be doing a 30-minute vinyasa flow focused around the shoulders. Go ahead and start in a comfortable seated position. I invite you here to maybe close the eyes or soften the gaze, finding length in the spine, loop the shoulders down the back, and sitting up nice and tall. Beginning to notice your breath here without changing anything. Become aware of the natural flow of each inhale and each exhale. Maybe finding a slight lift in the pelvic floor, drawing the belly button in and up. And imagining a string pulling the crown of your head up towards the sky, finding length. We'll start to deepen the breathing here, slowing it down. Elongate your inhales and exhales, making them the same length. Maybe finding a slight constriction in the back of your throat, tuning into your ujjayi breath, creating these audible waves of inhales and exhales. Just noticing what it feels like to simply be alive, present in this moment. And as you're ready, we'll begin to flutter the eyes open, maybe curl the corners of your mouth up, giving yourself a little smile. With your next breath in, reach the arms out to the sides and up overhead, maybe lifting your gaze in that direction. Exhale to draw the palms together right down the midline. Again, we inhale to reach the arms up high, take up space, and exhale to lower it down. One more just like that. Big breath in, long breath out. And take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, bring your palms behind the head like a shark fin. Inhale to lengthen the palms up towards the ceiling. Maybe lift your gaze in that direction. And exhale to lower the hands out towards the side, stopping when they're about even with your shoulder blades. Inhale, drawing the palms back together, heart center. And exhale for that shark fin right behind the head. Inhale to extend, lengthen, and exhale, drawing the arms out to the sides. One more time. Inhale, palms come together, heart center. Exhale, bringing them behind the head, really tugging the elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthening out in the arms, lift your gaze. And exhale to lower the arms out towards the sides. Hold it here, take a big breath in. And on an exhale, cross your arms in front of you. Right arm crosses underneath the left, and give yourself a nice big hug, inching the fingers around the shoulder blades. And rather than allowing the upper body to round here, pulling the shoulder blades down the back, see if you can lift the elbows slightly, keeping them even with the shoulders. And you're welcome to hold it here if this feels good to you, or if you'd like, you can play with bringing the backs of the palms to touch in front of you, coming into an eagle arms variation, or maybe crossing the front of the palms to touch. Continue drawing the shoulder blades down the back, try to make them even. And from here, as you inhale, lift the elbows slightly, lift your gaze, think cow with the back. Exhale, elbows towards your belly button, round in the spine, think cat. Good, again, inhale, we'll draw the elbows up. And exhale to round it in. One more time, inhale to lift. And exhale to round. Good. On your next breath in, sit up nice and tall. Unravel the arms, reaching them out towards the sides. And exhale this time, crossing your left arm underneath your right and giving yourself that nice big hug. Maybe even close your eyes here and give yourself a compliment. Send yourself some words of gratitude, of appreciation. And then if you'd like, again, you could bring the backs of the palms to touch, maybe the fronts of the palms to touch, pulling the shoulder blades down the back. We'll inhale, begin to lift the elbows, open in the chest, think cow with a back. Exhale to round in, elbows come towards the belly button. Good, again, we inhale, lift and lengthen, open in the chest. And exhale to round it in. Inhale one more time. And exhale to round. With your next breath in, unravel. Reach the arms up high this time. Exhale to cactus the arms. Shine your heart forward, pulling the shoulder blades together. We inhale, reach for the sky. And then use your exhale to paint the hands forward. Make your way to a tabletop position. Bringing the hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And pressing into all 10 fingertips here, grounding into the tops of the feet. And finding this lift from the ground up, rather than allowing the chest to collapse and melt between the shoulder blades. Again, find that lift, creating a slight dome in the upper back. And checking to make sure your elbow creases are swiveled to point towards the front of the mat. Soft bend there, avoid locking out the joints. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, trace a vertical line going up with the nose for cow. Exhale to round in the back, chin to chest for cat. Again, we inhale, open the chest for cow. And exhale to round in for cat. One more time, just like that. Big breath in. Long breath out. With your next inhale, find length in the spine, tailbone and crown of your head extending in opposite directions. We'll curl the toes under, maybe walking the hands out a little bit further in front of you. Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, peel the hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. You're welcome to take a deep bend in the knees here. Focus on this long line from the hands all the way up to the tailbone. Maybe pedaling out the feet, bending one knee, straightening the other, rocking the hips from side to side. And again with this one, elbow creases swivel to point towards the front of the mat as the upper back broadens. With your next inhale, we'll take tiny baby steps towards the front of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. And again with this one, bending the knees as much as serves you. Upper body melts over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding back down, forward fold. Root through the feet, big breath in as you roll it up to standing, reach for the sky. Exhale, palms come together right at the heart center. Inhale, we reach the fingers out in either direction. Exhale to cross the right arm in front of the chest and then use your left hand to grab either at the forearm or the upper arm. Just avoid grabbing directly at the elbow joint. Drawing that right shoulder down away from the ear. Inhale here. And with your exhale, take your gaze towards the right, past that right shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, take it to the left. Notice if this feels any different in the shoulder, in the neck. Inhale, coming back through center. And exhale to slowly release. Maybe shake it out. Inhale, reach the arms out to a T once again. This time, with your exhale, we'll cross the left arm in front of the chest. Right hand grabs at the forearm, or again, maybe the upper arm. Draw your left shoulder down away from the ear. Take a big breath in. Continue standing up nice and tall. And then on an exhale, begin to take your gaze over towards the left, maybe past that left shoulder. Inhale, returning the gaze back through center. And exhale, we'll slowly look over towards the right. Inhale back through center. And exhale to release. Maybe again, shaking out the shoulders, rolling them in one direction and then the other. And then as you're ready, we'll interlace the fingers behind the back, extending the knuckles down towards the ground as you open in the chest. And if this isn't accessible to you, you could also fist bump yourself behind the back, or maybe bring the palms to the low back, fingers pointing down. Wherever you are, we'll take a big breath in to open in the chest, maybe gazing up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, coming into a forward fold, leaning forward. If your fingers are interlaced, you might begin to extend the knuckles towards the ceiling. And again, allowing the head to hang heavy as we soften in the neck. And then rooting through the feet, bending in the knees, sinking the hips down towards the heels, chair pose. Find length in the spine and continue with this nice open chest. On your next breath in, lengthening out the legs and gently releasing the fingers. And we'll do the same thing. This time, take the opposite grip of the fingers. So the one that feels a little bit awkward. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And exhale, hinging the hips, coming into that. Again, maybe drawing the knuckles up towards the ceiling. We'll root through the feet, bend the knees, sinking the hips down, and inhale, slight lift in the chest, come into that chair pose. Exhale, maybe sink a little lower. And gently releasing your grip of the fingers, straightening out in the legs. Inhale, reach for the sky, lift your gaze. Exhale to swan dive the arms down, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Go ahead and plant the hands, step one foot back, then the other. Option to lower the knees down here. Take a big breath in, knit the low ribs in, and on an exhale, bend in the elbows, hug the arms against the side body. We'll lower down onto the tummy. And then pressing into the tops of the feet so much that the kneecaps slightly lift to hover off the mat. We'll walk our hands out wider than mats width distance apart, tenting up on the fingertips. Continue pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the chin, wide arm cobra. And exhale, slowly lowering down. Same thing again here, press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. And this time, as you exhale, dip your left shoulder down. Gazing right, coming into a twist. Inhale to pull it back through center. And this time, exhale, dip the right shoulder down, gazing left. Inhale, back through center. And exhale to release. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under. Use your inhale to press up through plank or tabletop. And then exhale to send the hips back for downward facing dog. Reconnecting with that breath here, maybe finding some stillness. And then on your next breath in, roll forward, shifting the shoulders to stack above the wrist, plank position. Option to lower the knees as always. Take another inhale in here. Exhale, sinking the hips back, downward dog or child's pose. Inhale, rocking forward, plank or half plank. And exhale, sinking the hips back, child's pose or downward dog, your version. Inhale to roll forward one more time. And exhale, sinking the hips back. If you lowered to child's pose, go ahead and lift it back up for downward facing dog. And then with your next breath in, lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, jump, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. We'll plant the left hand, take a bend in the left knee, and as you inhale, reach the right hand high, open twist, maybe gazing up towards the right hand. Exhale to lower it back down through center, plant your right hand, bend the right knee, and inhale to reach the left hand high. Exhale to lower it down, release. We'll plant the hands, step it back to plank, lowering the knees down, and then this time lowering the forearms down to the ground. Coming into a forearm half plank. Inhale in here, and exhale to lower the hips, coming into sphinx pose. So maybe it feels better in your body if you keep the fingers interlaced in front of you, or maybe you could play with pressing the palms into the ground, forearms come parallel to each other. Pulling the shoulder blades back, allowing the chest to shine forward, and again, we're pressing into the tops of the feet so the kneecaps slightly lift. Inhale in here. Exhale, let it go. And if you opened up the arms, coming onto the palms, go ahead and interlace your fingers. Curl the toes under. Use your inhale to press up through plank position, still on the forearms. And then from here, exhale, lift the hips, peel them back, coming into a dolphin pose. And again, here you can take as much of a bend in the knees as you'd like. Just working on opening up a little bit more in the shoulders, maybe pedaling out the heels. And then on your next breath in, roll forward, forearm plank. Exhale to lower the hips down, releasing your hands and bringing them again out wide, past mats width distance apart. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, wide arm cobra. And exhaling to twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale through center. And exhale to release. We'll bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, pressing up through tabletop position. And then just checking to make sure our hands are stacked below the shoulders, knees are stacked below the hips. Go ahead and press into the left hand. As you inhale, reach your right hand high. As you exhale, flip the palm, thread the needle, softly tapping your right shoulder down to the ground, but don't fully release. Press into the left hand. Inhale, we'll extend right back up. Reach the right hand high. We'll do that same thing again. Flip the palm, thread the needle, softly tapping your right shoulder down, and then pressing into the left hand to lift you back up. And last one, flip the palm, thread the needle. This time, go ahead and lower your right shoulder down, lower your right ear towards the mat, and maybe reach your left hand up towards the top of the mat, or maybe take a bind, crossing it behind the low back, maybe to the inside of that right thigh, working to pull the left shoulder blade down to meet the right. And then if you'd like, you could also curl the left toes under and lift the left knee to hover, opening the chest a little bit more towards the left. Go ahead and lower the knee if you lifted it. Release your bind if you took one. Plant the left hand under the face and inhale once more. Reach your right hand high. Notice if it feels any different this time. Exhale to lower it down. We'll switch sides. Root through the right hand. Inhale, reach the left hand high. On an exhale, flip the palm, thread the needle, tap your left shoulder down, and then root through the right hand to lift you right back up. Inhale, reaching the left hand high. Exhale, again, we flip the palm, thread the needle, soft tap with that left shoulder. and then returning right back to that twist as you inhale. Last time, flip the palm, thread the needle, and then go ahead and lower your left shoulder down, your left ear down. Again, maybe reaching your right hand up past the top of the mat or wrapping it behind the back to take a bind. Draw your right shoulder blade this time down towards the left, and maybe curl the right toes under to lift the right knee to hover. Go ahead and lower the knee if you lifted it. Release your bind. Press into the right hand and inhale. Once more, we reach the left hand high, noticing any differences. Exhale to lower it down, tabletop position. Go ahead and swing the feet over towards the right side of the mat, and then walk the hands back, taking a seat. We'll extend the legs out in front of us. Taking as much of a bend in the knees as you'd like here. Inhale to reach the arms in front of you. And then as you exhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower onto the back, taking your time, allowing the shoulders and then the head to lower down last. We'll reach our arms up overhead, big good morning stretch once you arrive, pointing the toes. And then go ahead and reach across, grab your left wrist, and then inch your heels over towards the right side of the mat. Using your right hand to pull the left wrist over towards the right, creating this crescent moon shape. Maybe crossing the left ankle over the top of the right. Notice the sensations that arise in the left side body, and the left shoulder. And if you crossed your legs, go ahead and uncross them. We'll walk the feet back through center, and then this time switching, grab your right wrist and walk your feet over towards the left. Using the left hand to pull the right wrist over towards the left, and maybe crossing your right ankle on top of the left. And this time lengthening in the right side body, noticing the sensations that come up in the shoulder on this side. Go ahead and release your grip, uncross the legs if you cross them. We'll walk the feet through center, take one more big good morning stretch, pointing the toes, giving the lungs room to expand. And then on an exhale, hug the knees into the chest, maybe lifting the shoulders and the head, squeezing yourself into a little ball. And then we'll release the legs, lower the head, lower the shoulders down to the ground, extending the legs out long. Finding a comfortable position to rest for Shavasana. Closing the eyes or softening the gaze, and taking a few final moments of stillness to release the doing and allow yourself to simply be. I invite you, I encourage you to stay here for as long as your schedule allows. And thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Namaste.